I actually wanted to wait till the end of the program, but Mr. President is receiving the Super Eagles by 12:30. So I crave your indulgence to deliver my address and take my leave. Otherwise, I will have waited to hear the presentation, brilliant presentations by some of our stakeholders here. I'm honored to join you today in this timely response to a reality that has preoccupied policymakers worldwide, the threats and devastation of climate change. We are not only awakened to the security implications of allowing these ecological disasters to continue, but have been at the forefront of the drive to acquire and adopt solutions. So this is a familiar topic, one of which each Nigerian should be proud for what has been achieved and still being pursued by us. I'm also excited to share that this is yet another avenue for us, especially policymakers and all stakeholders in the climate change space, to compare notes on enhancing both our global participation in protecting the environment and the local solutions we have adopted. The significance lies in the potential for positive change, particularly in supporting our smallholder farmers, whose role in contributing to the national GDP, ensuring food security, and participating in land restoration initiatives is paramount. Your Excellencies, distinguished stakeholders, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this occasion is a testament to the priority with which Nigeria has pursued the agenda to mitigate the effects of climate change and ensure food security for the ever-growing population. Nigeria is fully invested in the restoration of degraded land and has planned to restore 4 million hectares, or nearly 10 million acres, of degraded lands within its borders as the country's contribution to APRI 100 initiative. While this target may seem ambitious, it underlines the certainty of Nigeria's collaboration with critical stakeholders to adopt and actualize the agenda agreed upon with global partners and solutions designed by our domestic specialists. The federal government, therefore, being aware of the invaluable contributions of the smallholder farmers in land restoration initiatives, is irrevocably committed to building the capacities of small-scale farmers through various intervention programs to enhance their productivity, while also serving as a vehicle for restoring degraded lands. Each of us here must be aware that food security has been one of the 8 areas of priority declared by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. This has not only inspired further declarations of a state of emergency on food security, but also policy reforms to ensure food and water availability and affordability. Our solution to the potential food crisis has become immediate, medium, and long-term strategies. The short-term strategy entails revitalizing food supply through specific interventions like the distribution of fertilizers and grains to farmers and households to counteract the effects of subsidy removal, fostering collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the Federal Ministry of Water Resources for efficient farmland irrigation, ensuring year-round food production, and addressing price volatility by establishing a national commodity board. This board will continually assess and regulate food prices, maintaining a strategic food reserve for stabilizing prices of crucial grains and other food items. I wish to emphasize that the government is not unaware of the fears being expressed in some quarters about the plight of farmers, particularly regarding their security while working on their farms. I wish to assure you that we will engage our security architecture to protect the farms and the farmers so that farmers can return to the farmlands without fear of attacks. We won't only make it safe for farmers to return to their farms, but we will also ensure the activation of land banks. There is currently 500,000 hectares of land already mapped that will be used to increase the availability of arable land for farming, which will immediately impact food output. This government will also collaborate with mechanization companies to clear more forests and make them available for farming. while the Central Bank of Nigeria will also continue to play a major role in funding the agricultural value chain. We will deploy concessionary capital to the sector, especially towards fertilizer, processing, mechanization, seeds, chemicals, equipment, feed, and labor, amongst others. The concessionary funds will ensure food is available and affordable, thereby having a direct impact on Nigeria's human capital index. The interventions we have set in place and expanding are to ensure a massive boost to employment and job creation, which is another presidential area of priority. The government will make agriculture attractive for our teeming youth population with a view to creating between 5 to 10 million more jobs for them within the agriculture value chain. Working with the current 500,000 hectares of arable land and the several hundreds of thousands more farmlands to be developed in the medium term. I assure you, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that the government remains focused on the actualization of the UN Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development Goals 2 of Zero Hunger and African Union Agenda 2063, which aims to transform Africa into a global powerhouse of the future. But we can't achieve this unless we guarantee food security. By building the capacity of smallholder farmers, who account for about 88% of the total food production in Nigeria. On this note, I wish to call on our development partners, private investors, the diplomatic community to ensure a positive outcome of these high-level engagements today. It is therefore my pleasure, on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at this juncture, to formally declare this meeting open. I wish you successful deliberations. Thank you, and God bless.
I thought you were standing up to appreciate the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency